Thanks to you two, I get to sit down and enjoy this tasty meal.
A meal you can eat while listening to Hilda praise you is a gift all its own. Right, Teach?
Hello Internet, I'm Alleycat. Today, we will be making the foods from Fire Emblem 3 Houses. What I've got in front of me is a really weird looking peach, which we will use to make sorbet today. We're going to start by peeling and chopping about 4 peaches. Make sure you chop them up into small pieces. Be really careful not to chop up your finger. Much like Byleth post timeskip, I'm a broken man, but also like Byleth post timeskip, I'm cracked at cooking, so I can do this with one less finger. We're going to transfer our chopped peaches to a tray lined with something for easy removal. I just went with aluminum foil. Even them out so they can freeze faster, cover with plastic wrap, and transfer to said freezer. After about an hour, we're going to puree our peaches in the food processor. Dump them all in alongside half a cup of water and about 2 tablespoons of honey. You can always add more if you need it. You're going to want to do what you do when you send Lysithea into battle and blend everything up until smooth. Throw all of that into a dish that you can scoop out of, cover again, and toss back in the freezer for about 4 hours. Spin your martini glass because that's what you are using for some reason, and throw a few scoops into your glass. Garnish with mint if you'd like, but I'm not actually going to eat it. Now this is kind of a cheat sorbet, no churning required. It's not that bad, but I think adding a little bit of mint to the actual puree would do wonders to the flavor. It seems like you're not subbed to the channel. If you're enjoying the content, hit that sub button for me. Thanks a lot. We're going to do something a little more interesting on the stovetop and make our own bread for a fish sandwich. This recipe comes courtesy of Joshua Weissman. He's going to start with a Tangzhong, 2 tablespoons of water, 4 tablespoons of milk, and 2 tablespoons of bread flour. Mix over medium heat till it thickens. It should make a paste that looks like this. In a separate vessel, add 9 grams of active dry yeast to a quarter cup of 90-degree milk. If you don't have a thermometer like me, just put it in the microwave for about 45 seconds. I'm using a stand mixer because I have one, but feel free to do this by hand, it'll just take much longer. Much like how lonely people pour their feelings into fictional characters like in Fire Emblem, pour in your flour, salt, sugar, add in your paste, and your yeast milk mixture into a bowl. Crack in an egg with one hand to flex again, throw in a dough hook and knead for about 8 minutes, occasionally scraping down the sides of the bowl. You're going to keep wanting to do this until it becomes glutinous and stretchy and doesn't easily fall apart. Oil up another bowl so that the dough won't stick when you dump it in. I'm using a spatula to get out all the dough because it won't stick. Just make sure you dump it into the bowl. Make sure to take the corners of the dough and fold them under so that it forms a ball. Since it's sticky, just keep it moving and don't let it stay in one place too long. Throw it in the bowl, cover, and let proof at room temp or a proofing oven until doubled in size. Once done, remove the covering and do what I really want to do to Lawrence every time I see his dumbass face and punch it. If you can't tell, I highly dislike his character. Flour a work surface and dump your dough out on it, making sure not to knead the flour. Just pat it out and cut it into about 8 equal pieces. Use a flour down knife or bench scraper to do this. Take each piece and fold the corners in under, pinching the bottom to form a ball. Do this for all 8 and place in a flour tray to proof. Make sure everything's spread out so it doesn't stick together when it proofs, but if it does, it's no big deal. Cover once again and let proof until double in size. You can see it's all puffy now. Crack an egg into a bowl with a splash of milk to use as an egg wash, and brush on top of our buns. Yes, I could have made a really obvious joke about buns, and no, I'm not just trying to fill the time by talking. Throw it in a preheated 350-degree oven for about half an hour. Once done, let cool less awkwardly than I did, and we'll make our sauce. Mince up a pickle or 2, and finally chop up some dill. Do not skip the dill, it's what brings it together. Mix in a bowl with 4 tablespoons of mayo and a little bit of pickle juice, and our very simple tartar sauce is done. If you got capers on hand, go ahead and throw those in too. For the last part of this, let's get the fish ready. In a bowl, combine 1 cup of flour, 1 teaspoon of all of the following: paprika, red chili, garlic powder, pepper, and salt, and 12 ounces of beer, but I'm underage, so I'm not using beer. Mix it up and add a little water if you need to. Just keep mixing till no clumps remain and set aside. Getting our cod ready is really easy. We just need to pat it dry, cut it into manageable pieces, and coat it completely in flour. Put in about 1 inch of oil. On the stovetop, once the oil is hot, dunk in your fish in the batter to cover completely and let fry for about 6 minutes, flipping in between. You want to put the fish in facing away from you so you don't splash oil on yourself. Let it go till it's nice and crisp and flaky inside, about 6 minutes. Make sure to flip in between so it gets even on both sides. Drain on a paper towel. Now time to assemble. Toast your buns and let your camera run out of battery. God damn it. Well, get some cheese, the fish, the tartar sauce on top, slice and enjoy. The sandwich was really, really good. The bread was light and the fish was flaky. I totally recommend getting in a war with the Catholic Church for a bite of this.